how to break my habit of calorie counting because it isn't serving me. So this question comes from a lady on Facebook again, and I can totally relate to it. Let's get to it. So I'm really trying to break my habit of calorie counting because it isn't serving me anymore. I'm not making the kind of changes I need to simply by counting calories. I've been there. I'm literally watching myself count calories and eating way more than I need. So she knows that she has this calorie split or calorie allowance, and still she is not making the progress. She's not managing to hit those calorie allowance. Trying to restrain myself instead of looking to other ways to be kind to myself and manage my emotions and stress without eating is where I know I need to be. Awesome! So what are some other ways to focus on instead of counting calories that leads me to restrictions and not allowing her to progress, right? So this is an excellent question, and I really love the approach to focusing on giving yourself more and actually to becoming a better human being. Besides just counting calories, we know that we need to be in caloric restriction or caloric deficit in order to lose weight. But if you have, like, let's say 1500 calories, there are many ways how you can reach that. And I myself experienced this when I was counting calories. I had this number in mind or in my application, and I had struggle just hitting it despite all my knowledge. And once I stopped counting calories, and I had to say that I already had the nutrition knowledge, like how many calories, what foods include, and so on. But just stopping logging these calories in the application, it allowed me to finally progress after 1 year. So I'm not saying that calorie counting is bad, but if you cannot, or you probably don't want to be counting calories for the rest of your life, and that's part of my coaching. That's actually an instructional tool for you to learn about food, about its nutritional value, nutritional components. But once you know the macronutrients of the food and how it affects you, correlates with your hunger signals and fullness cues, then many people struggle with not being restrictive with their diet. Actually, the restrictions or that come into play are the things like emotions and eating even if you are not hungry, or stress eating. So these are the things that come into play. It's not only about hitting specific numbers. I mean, if we were robots, it would work. It would work perfectly, and there would be no place for coaches. No way. But we are human beings, and we have emotions, and that's why we struggle, or why we are struggling actually to do sometimes these simple things. So let's go ahead. I said I experienced the similar thing. What allowed me to break through that was actually, stopping counting and just not being afraid of not logging anything. And this can be a huge step, especially if you have been counting calories for a very long time. It gives you some kind of certainty. And if you stop just suddenly, it can be very uncertain. You can feel anxious about doing this. So if you are logging every day, try to log it like 3 times a week instead. And what we can do with that is that, I suggest, or what I suggested also to this lady in private message, is that try to find different method of portion control. What I really love is just plate method, and this is where I start with, that I use myself, and where I start with many people that I work with. come back to the basics. So you have half your plate and you fill half of your plate with vegetables, non-starchy vegetables. So you want these greens, lettuce and such. So vegetables that are low in caloric density, they have a lot of fiber, they are very filling. So you get a lot of micronutrients, big nutrition bank for your buck. And then you fill the quarter of your plate with starchy vegetables like potatoes, maybe rice, maybe toast. So you fill that, and then you fill the last quarter of the plate with protein-rich foods. And this can be in vegan world, it can be even legumes, uh, tofu, tempeh, and maybe seitan. Then we have lean meats and maybe even some eggs. Also, they also have some fat content in them. And that's basically your general idea how you want to or the macronutrient split of your plate. So you follow that, and in combination with being mindful about it, like noticing your hunger and fullness signals, this will just lead to great changes without hitting specific or exact calorie numbers. You know, certain days we are hungrier than the others, and just being consistent is what brings you results. So being consistent and simplicity allows you to recreate your actions and staying consistent. That is why many people fall off from calorie counting, or when they stop getting results once they stop counting calories. So if you have any more questions, post them down below in the comments or reach me directly through direct message on Instagram or Facebook. And maybe you have heard our dog. Say hello to him, and you have a great day.